Former world champion and ESPN analyst Tim Bradley believes Terence Crawford's decision to move up 3 weight divisions to face Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds is rooted in frustration over not receiving credit for past victories. According to Bradley, Crawford's dominant wins over Errol Spence Jr. and Shawn Porter failed to sway public opinion. He argues that Spence was no longer the same fighter following his 2019 car crash, and that Porter was past his prime, having already looked vulnerable in a controversial win against Yordenis Ugas. Bradley also noted that Crawford didn't request a catchweight or rehydration clause for the September 13th clash, claiming the unbeaten 3-division champion wants to eliminate any post-fight excuses if he beats Canelo. However, many in the boxing world aren't buying that explanation. Critics say Crawford wasn't in a position to negotiate such terms against a star of Canelo's stature. More importantly, they suggest Crawford is moving up primarily for the reported $50 million payday, not validation.
No, that's not cool. And I see some of y'all saying, oh, well, Crawford didn't give Errol Spence credit, because when Crawford beat Errol Spence, y'all didn't get him credit anyway. Y'all didn't get him credit anyway. And I was the first one to say this, y'all wasn't going to give him credit. I said, damn it, you can go back and watch my Fighthype video back in the past. I forget who it was with, but anyways, and I said it. The only problem that I have with this fight, with the fight against Errol Spence, after Crawford beat Shawn Porter, right? I'm like, they not going to give him credit. I wish it happened before the car accident. I wish it happened before this, because he's not going to get the credit. So y'all got Crawford mind all combobulated. You know, yeah, he not giving Spence credit because you guys didn't give him credit for the Spence win. Y'all saying Spence was high. Spence had eye problems and all this and above. This is the reason why Crawford is going up to 168 pounds. No catch weight. None of that. No catch weight. No rehydration clause. Because Crawford a real one. He a real one. He don't want no excuses after he defeats Canelo Alvarez. Zero excuses from the fans. I don't want to hear Canelo was old and washed up. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear nothing when Crawford go up there and he handle his business on the 13th of September.
Edgar Berlanga is making it clear he's not happy with Turki Alalshikh's apparent support for Hamza Sheeraz ahead of their July 12th showdown. The Brooklyn native took to X to express frustration after Turki said he'll be very upset if Berlanga knocks out Sheeraz and is still overlooked, adding that he has big plans for Sheeraz. Alalshikh, the influential Saudi boxing figure, recently told Ring magazine that Sheeraz and Chris Eubank Jr. are the top 2 candidates being considered to face Canelo Alvarez in February 2026. Notably absent from that shortlist is Berlanga, who believes he's being intentionally passed over in favor of the unbeaten British contender. Berlanga is aiming for a definitive win, likely by knockout, to eliminate any doubts about the result. He referenced Sheeraz's controversial draw against WBC middleweight champion Carlos Adames in February, a fight many fans and observers, including Berlanga, felt Adames won handily. Should Berlanga stop Sheeraz decisively, it could put pressure on Alalshikh and raise questions among U.S. boxing fans if he's still passed over for the Canelo opportunity in favor of Eubank Jr.